Hello everybody, welcome to Wake Up and Smell the Tauntaun, the best Star Wars show filmed in Staten Island, New York. And we got some topics today, aside from the main topic. Of course, we're talking about Mandalorian Episode 6, The Prisoner. But there have been some other things circling around the internet. And I'm not going to go into detail about Rise of Skywalker TV spots, because I'm not watching those, quite frankly, because I don't want to see anything else. I'm good. I saw the trailers. I've been seeing the featurettes. I've been watching the featurettes somewhat, but TV spots and official clips, I'm staying away from those. So don't even mention them to me. Apparently, an official clip release with Kylo Ren involving something else, and I've been really good on my quick scrolling game, kind of just flying away from things posted on the timeline on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. We're going back on the Last Jedi conversation. A lot of people are talking about it. It's been axed in press for the actors, and as an actor, I can only imagine doing interviews every day for weeks, and people are asking you questions. You're bound to say something and word something in a way you don't really mean. It happens in real life all the time. People say things all the time in real life. They're trying to make a point, but they're saying it the wrong way. I do it literally every day. I am the biggest F up when it comes to saying things the right way, because I don't know how to do so. So I can only imagine, as an actor or as a performer or as a celebrity or as a professional or a famous person, people hang on every single word, and so like anything that sounds remotely consequential leads to devastation. So John Boyega's been in the news about possibly bad-mouthing Kelly Marie Tran, who plays Rose Tico in the new Star Wars films, which he didn't. I do agree that what he said was badly worded, but I do genuinely believe that he meant well by what he was saying when it comes to he was talking about the internet and how people like Daisy Ridley, who plays Rey, and Kelly Marie Tran went off of Twitter, or social media in general, because of the, just the toxicity of fandom, and it could be it was misinterpreted that he called Kelly Marie Tran weak-minded, when he was just talking about, he was talking about himself too. Some people think that maybe he really did mean it, and he's backtracking on his thoughts, I'm defending the guy, so I'm just being nice. In my opinion, I do think that he was doing the right thing, and he was doing the right thing by going back and saying something about it, but I believe him when he said what he said, when he clarified his thoughts. And people just talking about Last Jedi again, calling it a masterpiece or the worst movie they've ever seen. You can't just say a movie is okay. Someone I respect from the Collider Jedi Council said that there's a lack of nuance in conversation, and I completely agree, because people just can't have thoughts that are more intricate than hyperbole. We can't. It's okay to think a movie is fine. It's okay to look at a movie and say, I like this about it, but I don't like this about it. And I disagree about the writing on this, but I agree that the visuals on this were incredible. This, that, whatever. So we're going to get more of that with this Rise of Skywalker movie, I'm sure. But I'm just trying to enjoy Star Wars. I wrote a whole thing that nobody really read. I don't think anybody read it, on the Morning Tauntaun Twitter page. I wrote a whole thing about what Star Wars means to me, and I don't like the whole Last Jedi discourse that involves people attacking each other and arguing with each other. But I just wish people could just have a conversation, and we all grew up loving Star Wars for whatever reason. That's why we're all here talking about it, or watching these movies, or watching the Mandalorian show, or reading the books, listening to the score, whatever you do. We all, at some point in our lives, if we were toddlers, kids, preteens, young adults, or adults, coming into this and being like, wow, this is incredible, and I'm glad to have this in my life. And I wish we can just kind of walk away from a movie and be like, you know what? I didn't like it, but you know what? People are going to, so good on them. Or being like, that was really cool, and I hope other people think the same, because that was a pretty fun, awesome movie. But that's just not how it goes. I will reiterate my thoughts on the movie, since I have been doing a marathon of all the movies, and I've seen every one except for Rogue One and Solo. I don't know if I'm going to watch Solo again, because I just don't have the desire to. But I'm going to watch Rogue One before next Thursday. But going back on Last Jedi, it's still my third favorite Star Wars movie. It's the bravest, boldest, most ambitious Star Wars movie. in this new line of films, and it has a lot of mistakes. It has a lot of problems, in my opinion, that things that could have been changed or a little bit tweaked. And I think some of the story doesn't work, but I still appreciate what happens in the story regardless. I kind of push through things I disagree with in certain ways, and I kind of fight the friction, but I could still see where a lot of people feel one way about something. But I think it's an incredible movie that has really incredible moments. For every moment that's not so good, there are some great moments. I love Luke's arc from beginning to end. Rey and Kylo, I love their dynamic in this movie, and I'm assuming they're gonna expand on their relationship. Kylo, Reylo, right? From this point on, every time I watch it, I just kind of hope in the back of my head, like it's a little devil just like screaming into my conscious, like, you're not gonna like it this time. You're gonna agree with all these people who hate the movie. You're not gonna like it. You were wrong. You were wrong. And not that that's a bad thing. One day I could watch the movie and be like, you know what? Maybe I feel a different way about this. But in the back of my head, I'm like, am I just lying to myself? But I'm honestly not. I really genuinely love The Last Jedi, and that's how I feel. Honestly, it's not in the best interest of you guys or anybody to watch me ramble about this for 25 minutes. I would love to have somebody come in here and talk about the movie with. Hopefully soon I have some guests. I have some people I'm talking to as possible guests to come forward for just the MaffmanJones movie show or the Star Wars show, and I hope they come in soon. Hope we can schedule it soon so we can actually do something, because I would love to actually get into an in-depth conversation about just Star Wars in general with somebody else who may or may not have a similar opinion to me. But that's everything I wanted to speak of in terms of those topics. Let's get into The Mandalorian Episode 6, The Prisoner. I'll lay down a spoiler-free review in the next couple minutes. This honestly might be my favorite episode of the season so far. Again, genuinely have accepted that this, even though it's 8 episodes, and I don't think an 8-episode season should have so many filler episodes or like just isolated arcs, but I have accepted that Mandalorian is not like a deeply threaded, plot thick show that depends on the weight of dialogue and characters. The last few episodes have really created a sense of, well, this is going to be like a Saturday morning cartoon show where every week you see a new adventure with new side characters you've never seen before, and Mandalorian goes on these adventures and maybe learns something new, maybe learns nothing new, but kind of just goes about his wits, does what he has to do, is put to the test, is challenged in a way, but then gets away unscathed, and this kind of moves on. We haven't really seen much development in the actual plot of the story of the show, but I think this episode does the best job at being an isolated episode, second to episode 2 with the Jawas, where you have these great side characters and Clancy Brown as the big red Satan dude, Bill Burr as Mayfeld, which is the only character name I remember from this, of these new side characters, the Twi'lek played by the actress who played Tonks in Harry Potter, that guy who runs the show on that little isolated bounty hunting ship, the droid, it looks like Forlom Razukis from Empire Strikes Back. This whole heist of these characters trying to accomplish a goal. And Mandalorian is very weary of trusting these dudes because in the bounty hunting business, you really can't trust anybody. So the whole episode plays on that, on those trust issues where what's going to happen. These guys are being such punks. Why are they being punks? If you've seen these type of heist episodes before, or movies that have similar plot lines, you're going to kind of recognize the beats and you'll see everything coming. But I think it's really well done. And it's no surprise to me that the same director of episode 2 directed episode 6, because it has that tense, action-driven direction that really doesn't really let up for the entire episode. You have a moment to breathe in the first 10-15 minutes when they're setting up the big drive, and then once we get to the main location where everything goes down, it's just incredible fun action and character moments, and little surprises and twists, and it's just very satisfying to watch. And I would watch this episode again. If I had to condense my thoughts to one line that you would see on a commercial somewhere, like if they advertise this episode on TV, for me it would be best damn episode yet. Let's delve into some spoilers now. So if you haven't seen the episode of Mandalorian episode 6, please leave and then come back and then discuss it with me down below in the comment section. But this is your warning. See you guys in a little bit. Bye bye. Alright, spoiler time. I want to talk about Bill Burr first as Mayfeld. he had a lot more to chew on acting-wise than I expected. I like that he got to say wise ass, so I think it's the first time a real curse has been said in Star Wars. He was a sleazeball. All the characters in this episode were sleazeballs, slimy punk bullies who wanted nothing but to tease the Mandalorian and really just give him a bad day in any way possible. They're just looking for a fun time for their own benefit, teasing the shit out of him. And Bill Burr, I guess, he had a lot of nice little moments, and he felt like a fully realized bounty hunter character, along with the other two. Clancy Brown is this giant Satan dude. I'm guessing is the same species as that Satan character we saw in New Hope. And then Tonks playing that purple Twi'lek, looking for her brother on that prison, and that little twist where they find a prisoner, the sister, and then they put Mando in that prison cell. Kind of saw that coming. You kind of foresaw that they were going to betray him because of the way they treated him the entire episode. The dude who ran that little hangar where they actually debriefed on the mission, I'm pretty sure that's the cop from Batman Begins. I guess I'll check that in post. But he had a lot of facial hair, and I just don't, especially in Star Wars, I wouldn't trust a guy with that much facial hair. He doesn't shave, he doesn't take care of his face. Can't trust a guy like that. But I guess him and Mando had a history. But you could tell there's kind of a backhanded history there. Yeah, we've worked together in the past, but I still don't trust you, and I still don't like you. But I'm only doing this because I need to get some money. I need to fix the ship and blah blah blah. Once we get on the actual prison, though, I really like the whole dynamic of this droid who takes over the piloting and kind of just roughly kind of flips over into the prison so that all the characters can get in. Those Imperial droids, visually by design, I really like them. I like those little visors they had. I love Mando's little moment of proving his worth as a warrior in front of the bounty hunters. And then again, obviously, they're oh, you're gonna clean your mess up, blah, 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 blah. One of my favorite parts of this episode is that, yeah, you're tense the whole thing. You're tense because we care about Mando. And we also have this little moment with Baby Yoda and that droid. But I'll get back to that. We're looking for a release because we have Mando just being screwed with the whole episode when they get to the prison. He gets out, and then watching him take down all the bounty hunters one by one was great. I thought, for some reason, I thought he killed them. Clancy Brown got crushed by doors, and I thought he was just crushed, but apparently he just lost his horns. And then he took down Bill Burr and the girl from Harry Potter, but he put them all in a prison. The only one who died was the droid, who was about to kill Baby Yoda, and you see Baby Yoda put up his hand, he's about to use the Force. You're oh, he's gonna do something fun, something cool, and then droid gets blasted by Mando. And he actually takes the brother prisoner on board, brings him back to the hangar, delivers him, gets his bounty, and he foresaw this because he's probably been in a situation plenty of times before where he got double-crossed. So when he leaves the hangar, I love how they look at the tracker and they just kind of go, oh, crap. And you see 3 X-Wings come in. The moment I saw the X-Wings, I kind of flipped. I got the biggest laugh and release from this last moment because of the context of it. Because it's a moment where things are about to go down, where you realize, oh, he left the tracker in there. Someone's going to come and, really F things up, terribly. So then you see 3 X-Wings come into the fray as Razor Crest, Mando, and Baby Yoda kind of hyperspace away. But he doesn't do it until after because he wants the satisfaction of watching the hangar blow up. But in the X-Wings are the 3 directors from the show. It's Rick, Dave Filoni, and Deborah Chow, which is so flippin' awesome. I love that. That's a fun way to have your directors be involved in the show, literally. I love that. They blow up everybody in that hangar, and then they go home, and then Mando jumps to hyperspace onto the next adventure. I had so much fun with this episode. I think Mr. Rick F., he directed the second episode and this episode, and he really knows how to hit me personally, because as much fun as they were, they actually felt like these episodes had stakes. Mando's not going to die or anything. Baby Yoda's not going to die or anything, but you feel the tension throughout the episodes, especially this one. Visually, the color palette is just sweeping. It's beautiful, but it's also grounded in reality. And when it does such a good job of telling a story. I imagine watching this without audio, you could still tell what's about to happen with certain parts. Especially when the prison goes all red. This is where Mando gets his leverage and takes down everybody else. for leaving him in that cell and betraying him and double-crossing him. And the ending is great. I love the ending. It's like probably my favorite ending of all the episodes so far. And now I'm wondering if we're going to get like a final arc with these last 2 episodes, because there's 2 episodes left. We haven't seen Giancarlo Esposito yet. Mr. Gus Fring himself, he's playing somebody from the Empire, from the remnants of the Empire. And I'm assuming that's who we saw, whose boots we saw at the end of the last episode. So I'm guessing these next 2 episodes are actually going to be connected. You're not going to do another isolated episode for these last 2. I imagine the next episode is going to be something where they meet each other and something bad happens and we end on a cliffhanger, like a real cliffhanger. And then the finale will actually be the proper ending for this season 1. I don't know if we get a cliffhanger, though, for the end of this. Maybe we will, because they knew ahead of time they were getting a second season. But now, I want to know what you guys thought of Mando, Episode 6, The Prisoner. Let me know in the comments down below. What was your favorite aspect of this episode? Who's your favorite side character we were introduced to in this one? And would you like to see more of a particular person? I would love to see more Bill Burr and Clancy Brown and the girl from Harry Potter. All 3 of them. I think they all work together as a group incredibly. I love their acting dynamic and their interactions together. And it would be cool because of Mando's code and honor that he didn't kill them. But now these guys are going to want to come back and destroy his ass. Maybe they come back as soon as the next couple episodes. Maybe somebody frees them. And, I think more that probably they're going to show up next season, if anything, as a little payback. Like, oh, they're back. What's going to happen now? He's going to be chased by them. But I would like to see them again. Thank you for watching. For everybody who has watched it, thank you for watching to the end. If you are still watching right now, you know the drill by now. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. You can also subscribe if you haven't already, because I make videos every week about Mando, and I'll be making more about Rise of Skywalker when that comes out and all that jazz. And you can also ring that bell, because that's also cool. When you do that, you'll be notified for a video every time I make a video, so you'll never miss one from me ever again. Again, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys for the next episode of Mandalorian for this particular show, or if anything crazy happens in between that with the Rise of Skywalker press, if any more actors say something accidentally because a question was worded a certain way. Thanks for watching. I'm John Maffio. This has been Wake Up Smell of Tauntaun, and I'll see you guys next time.